عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري وتمل وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. My dear respected brothers and sisters, there is an emphasis on Iman and Amalus Salihah, faith and action. And there's no denial of that, how important it is to have faith and action, good deeds. As a matter of fact, the stronger our faith is, the more our good deeds, the more our body, the limbs of our body will produce good deeds. That's why it's faith and action, Iman and Amal Salihah are called twins, مثل التوأمان. When one grows, the other one grows. When faith grows, then good actions and good deeds also grow with it. But today I'm going to talk a little bit from a different on our faith and action. What exactly do I mean? What am I talking about? If a person has a very negative attitude towards Allah, that Allah will not forgive me, I'm a sinner, this negative way of thinking is going to affect his faith and is going to affect his action. If he has a positive attitude towards Allah, husn dhan towards Allah, if he has a positive way of thinking towards Allah, faith, Iman, his actions, good deeds. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, Man ahabba liqa Allahi ahabba Allahu liqa'ahu. The person who loves to meet Allah, Allah loves to meet him. This has to do with your attitude, your emotions towards Allah Azza wa Jal. If you are eager to meet Him, Allah Azza wa Jal is also desirous of meeting you. وَمَنْ كَرِهَ لِقَاءَ اللَّهِ كَرِهَ اللَّهُ لِقَاءَهُ. And if you dislike fellow human beings and towards the ummah is of paramount importance. The way we think, positive thinking. In psychology is called, is the glass half empty or half full? Who thinks positive, has a positive approach towards life, he looks at that glass and says it is half full. Another person looks at that same glass of water and he has a negative way of thinking, he has a negative attitude towards everything. He looks at that same glass of water and what does he say? It's half empty. Is the glass half full or half empty? It's the same thing, right? It's exactly the same thing. The glass is filled halfway. Is it half full? Islam encourages us to look at the glass of water and say it's half full. The hadith that comes to mind, which is so mind-boggling, is where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, narrated by Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anh in Musnad Ahmad, that in kana ala ahadikum al-qiyamah, that if ali wa fi yadihi faslatun, that if the hour approaches, is the end of the world, the trumpet has blown, that's it. Kullu man alayha fan. All living being is going to cease to exist. In qamat ala ahadikum al-qiyamah wa fi yadihi to become a tree, and in your hand is a sapling, فَلْيَغْرِسْهَا, then plant it. Isn't this the height of optimism? Positive thinking? Don't lose hope. A person would say, what's the point? What's the point of planting this sapling? The world is ending. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَلْيَغْرِسْهَا, plant it. In other words, have a positive, do what you can under all circumstances. And the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam, the prophets, they had a positive attitude. They did not have a negative attitude, even in the most dire of circumstances. Musa alayhi salam is standing there with Bani Israel, Fir'aun and his army behind him, and the sea in front of him. And Bani Israel has a negative attitude. They're looking at the glass and saying it's half empty. So what does Bani Israel say? It's mentioned in the Quran. Inna lamudrakun. Oh Musa, what have you done? We are trapped. We are doomed. As you would say in English, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Behind us is Fir'aun and his army, and in front of us is the sea. Where are we going to go? We're all going to get killed. Oh no, oh. Musa alayhi salam has the half full. Glass is half full or half empty? He says no, the glass is half full. He says, Kalla inna ma'iya Rabbi, with me is my Lord. Never is that going to happen, that we will be killed or crushed. Allah is with me. This is called positive attitude. Ibrahim alayhi salam, they were the prophets were the most optimistic people. He's being thrown into the fire. He's optimistic, yes or no? He has full faith that Allah will come to my rescue. And Yunus alayhi salam fi batni Hut, in the stomach of a whale, he has full hope and faith that Allah will rescue him. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu min al-zalimin. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is in the cave of Thawr, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu says, O Nabi of Allah, if they simply look down, that's all the kuffar of Makkah have to do. All they have to do is what? Look down, and they will see us. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, glass is half full. Positive attitude. He says, La tahzan inna Allah ma'ana. Do not worry, Allah is with us. In Surah Yusuf, Yaqub alayhi salam, the father is instructing his sons, Idhabu fatahassasu an Yusuf wa akhi. Go and look for Yusuf and his brother. How many years has Yusuf alayhi salam been missing by now? When Yaqub alayhi salam makes this statement, gives this instruction to his other sons that go and look for Yusuf, how many years has it been since Yusuf alayhi salam has been missing? 30 plus years. Because if Yusuf alayhi salam was thrown in the well at the age of 7, imagine, right? And then he's rescued, sold in the slave market of Egypt, grows up in the palace of Aziz in Misr, that's 10 years right there, give and take. And then he's put in a cell innocently, he's rotting in prison, and that is another 10 years. And then there's 7 years of good harvest and 7 years of drought. It's a good 30 years, 30 plus years that Yusuf alayhi salam has been gone. Does Yaqub alayhi salam lose hope? No, he says, look, fatahassasu, look for Yusuf, as he's sending his sons to Egypt. And then in that same ayah, the very next word, وَلَا تَيْأَسُوا مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ, he instructs his sons, do not lose hope in Allah. إِنَّهُ لَا يَيْأَسُ مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Only a disbelieving group of people, only a disbelieving nation loses hope in Allah. The source of optimism, you might say, this is an ugly world. There's death, there's chaos, there's destruction of life and property, there's killing and murders, there's hunger and starvation. That's true. There's no denial of that. There's no denial. There's a lot of ugly things happening in the world. There's oppression, zulm. There's oppression. And there's hunger, and there's war and death. But where does our source of optimism come from? It doesn't come by relying on ourselves, our intelligence, our energy, our strength. It comes in our reliance on Allah. إِنَّهُ لَا يَيْأَسُ مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Our source of optimism. Why are you so optimistic? Why are you not pessimistic? Why are you so positive thinking? Why do we have such a positive attitude that inshallah things will get better? Because our positivity comes from Allah. Because we rely on Allah. Because we rely on Allah and not on our own selves. That is why we have such a positive attitude. Thinking in the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to give you one incident, there's many, is the journey of Ta'if. The journey of Ta'if. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he receives a very rude response, to say the least, from the elders of the tribe. He approaches the common people. They begin pelting him with stones. Blood is flowing down his feet, and he leaves the city as the people are pelting him. And then where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam finds a place of refuge, some secure, safe corner, he sits down and makes that very famous dua which shook the heavens. Allahumma ilayka ashku du'fa quwwati wa qillata hilati. Oh Allah, I put my complaint in front of you. If you are happy with me, I don't care about what is happening with me, or how people feel towards me, or how people treat me, as long as you are happy with me. And if you are not happy with me, then it is incumbent upon me to do everything I can to please you. Then Jibreel alayhi salam comes down with an angel who had never come down before. Nazala ma'ahu Jibreel. Nazala Jibreel wa ma'ahu malakul jibal. Jibreel alayhi salam came down after this dua, and with him was the angel of the mountains. The angel who had been deputed over mountains. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam knew Jibreel alayhi salam. He had come to him hundreds of times. Fasallama alayhi, the angel deputed over the mountains, he said salam to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then he said, Inna Allah amarani an uti'ak. Allah has instructed me to obey you. This is what the angel of mountains said to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that Allah has instructed me to obey you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In talabta minni an utika ay alal kuffar al jabalayn fafa'altu. If you instruct me to collapse these two mountains, like Salt Lake City, surrounded by, or having mountains on the east and the west, Ta'if was no different. There was a mountain on one side of the city and a mountain on the other side. Oh Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you instruct me to bring these two mountains down and crush all the people of Ta'if, fafa'altu, I will do it. He's the angel of mountains, and he has been instructed to obey Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the height of optimism, being optimistic, feeling positive. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ أَن يَخْرُجَ مِنْ أَصْلَابِهِمْ وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَظْهُرِهِمْ مَنْ يَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ. I have hope that one day someone from their progeny, someone from their children or grandchildren will come who will worship Allah. If I was to destroy this city, or if you were to destroy this city based upon my instructions, my command, then we might lose out. There is a possibility, perhaps, maybe, someone will be born from this city of Ta'if who will worship Allah. This is the height of optimism. And it did happen. Muhammad bin Qasim, he is from the lineage of the people of Ta'if, who conquered Sindh. He is originally from where? Ta'if. Why should we be so positive with all the ugliness in the world? Because Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, "Man qala halakan nas, fahuwa ahlakahum." If you are not positive thinking, if you don't have a positive attitude, if you're always saying the glass is half empty, the glass is half empty, the ummah is broken beyond repair, there's nothing we can do, it's hopeless. And I have met quite a few brothers who have said this to me, there's nothing we can do, let's just wait for Imam Mahdi. Let's just wait for Imam Mahdi. There's nothing we can do. The Ummah is beyond hope, beyond repair. If we have this type of negative attitude, then it will make us immobile. It will make us stationary. We will not want to do anything. If that is your attitude, that there's no point, it's hopeless, then are you going to do something constructive? No. You're just going to sit there. That's all you're going to do. You're going to sit there waiting for Imam Mahdi because you feel there's nothing that can be done. That's why Islam encourages us to have a positive. Man qala halakan nas, the hadith I just read, that whoever says the people are destroyed, halakan nas, log halak ho gaye, halakan nas, halakan nas, halakan nas, people are doomed, people are doomed, people are doomed. He's always spewing negativity, moaning, complaining, whining. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, فَهُوَ أَحْلَقَهُمْ. He is the one who destroyed them. He is the one who is destroying them. Why? Because his negativity is what's destroying the people. Man qala halakan nas fahuwa ahlakahum. So may Allah Azza wa Jal give us this positivity, this positive attitude and way of thinking, this optimism, being optimistic and not being pessimistic. Islam teaches us to be optimistic. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us that. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ. Please pray your sunnah.